Ziggs is getting absolutely plastered this patch with a huge nerf to his passive damage. Now, this is mainly due to the champ showing up so much in pro play as of recent. So what do you guys think of a mage like Ziggs being played in the bot lane? Do you enjoy seeing the occasional mage being played bot? Would you rather just see him completely abolished from the role altogether? Let us know down in the comments below. And are you sick and tired of losing games from bad teammates? Well, at Skillcapped, we turn those frustrating losses into satisfying wins. Take our brand new Season 14 courses that teach you the secrets to winning as a top laner, jungler, mid laner, AD carry, and support. Then pair that with our other new courses on how to counter OP top and mid laners, master your jungle clears, or check out our new Bronze to Diamond series. We even have new Season 14 courses on macro, wave control, trading, settings and hotkeys, CSing, vision, mechanics, low elo mistakes. Oh, and the list goes on. Then head on over to our Smurf commentary section and simply select the champion that you want to master and get guides from challenger experts teaching you how to play your champion in the exact rank that you are stuck in. You're even guaranteed to have all your questions answered by that very same challenger expert. Our service really does work. That's why we offer a rank up guarantee. If you don't rank up while actively using Skillcap, you get your money back. No questions asked. So what are you waiting for? Click the link in the description below right now to get the rank that you have always dreamed of. Let's start the video off by looking at all the item changes that are being issued for 14.18. Luden's Companion will now have its ability power increased from 95 to 100. Price is going down by just 50 gold, while ability haste is being lowered from 25 to 20. Shadow Flame is next up as its AP is dropping from 120 to 115. Magic Pen is going up, however, from 12 to 15. The Cinder Bloom passive, where you gain bonus damage when the enemy is below 35% health, is being increased to 40%. The damage amp for damage over time spells is being lowered, though, from 30 to 25%. Storm Surge will receive a couple changes, with its Magic Pen being increased from 10 to 15. Movement speed is dropping from 8 to 5%. To proc the Storm Surge passive, you'll now only need to deal 25% of the enemy's max health instead of 35%. The ranged effectiveness of the passive damage is going up from 90 to 100%. Now for the ADC items that are being changed, we have some adjustments to Bloodthirster, with its lifesteal dropping from 18 to 15%. The shield is also being changed so that it's less effective early on, which means rushing Bloodthirster becomes weaker for this patch. Shield does also look to be nerfed later on, so these are just looking like flat out nerfs to BT. Shield Bow is getting adjusted, with its passive shield being lowered for ranged characters, but buffed earlier on for melee champs. We've got another round of changes to Fleet Footwork, as the rune has had a ton of adjustments over the past few patches. This time, Riot's going to be increasing the melee champion heal to promote more aggressive trading for melee champs. The ranged champion heal is going down, though. Melee minion heal is going to be dropping, but the ranged minion heal is going up. Melee movement speed is being increased, however, the ranged movement speed is going to be left unchanged. Turrets are going to be adjusted for 14.18 so that lane swaps in pro play become less prevalent. Riot's going to be doing this by increasing the damage reduction to towers for the first 5 minutes of the game from 75 to 85%. The permanent resist per destroyed turret plate is being increased from 40 to 50. Temporary resist per destroyed turret plate for 20 seconds is being changed from 45 per champion to just 20 per champion. Moving on to all the champion buffs now, let's start things off with Ahri. E damage is going to be receiving a boost as the base is going up by 40 at max rank, while the AP ratio is up from 60 to 75%. We honestly have a bit of a meme change being issued to Gnar here, with his base AD going up by 3. In all seriousness though, for a Trinity Force user like Gnar, an added 3 base AD likely does add at least 1% to his overall solo queue win rate. Hwei support will be receiving a buff, with his WW shield strength for allies being increased from 50 to 75%. Jarvan's passive damage is going to be going up for this patch from 7 to 8%. Now, we're not entirely sure if these are the exact buffs that Riot has planned for Jax, but what we're seeing on the PvE right now is that R on hit damage is up by 20 at max rank, while bonus armor per target hit with R is going from 15 scaling to 25 to 20 scaling to 30. A couple of minor buffs to Jace base are locked in, with his melee Q slow being increased by 5% at all ranks, and ranged E haste is up by 5% at all ranks as well. Jinx is getting a buff to her attack speed growth as it's going from 1 up to 1.4. Lulu's going to be receiving some more damage on her passive as it's going from 3 scaling to 37 to 5 scaling to 39. Malphite's passive shield is going to become more difficult to chew through as it's being increased from 9 to 10% of his max health. Samira's Q-AD ratio is going to be receiving a boost in damage, but only for the first 4 points that you put in the spell, as the damage is going to be the exact same at max rank. The base value of Shin's passive shield is being reduced, however the bonus health scaling of the shield is going up from 12 to 13%. Viego is going to be receiving the exact same buff that we saw for Gnar, with base AD going up by 3. Now there's a compensation nerf being thrown in as well though, with Q bonus monster damage dropping from 20 to 15. Xin Zhao is receiving some more armor scaling, with armor growth going from 4.7 to 5. Q bonus damage per hit is up from 16 scaling to 52 to 16 scaling to 68. That's what we're looking like for the champion buffs. So let's move on to all the nerfs now. Aurora is getting a nerf to her R jump max distance as it's being reduced from 450 to 250 units. R wall jump forgiveness is also going down from 700 to 450 units. R duration takes a hit as well, being lowered by 1 second at all ranks. Azir is going to be losing a good chunk of damage from his R for 14.18 as the base value and AP ratio are both going down. It's actually kind of wild that Corki is a 44% win rate solo queue champ, but it's still considered strong enough to be prioritized in pro, so we have another nerf for him this patch. In the past, Azir has dropped to around 46% for solo queue and has still received nerfs, but 44 for Corki has to be close to a record low. Q damage is what's targeted as it's being reduced by 20 at max rank, so we're probably going to be looking at sub 43% win rate now for Corki in 14.18. Ivern is going to be losing strength on his E for this patch as the shield value is dropping and the slow is going down a bit as well. Leona is receiving a similar nerf to what we saw for Pyke last patch, as Riot's going to be reducing her base armor from 47 to 43. 14.17 nerfs to Lilia were not enough to propel her out of meta, so Riot has more nerfs planned for 14.18. Passive monster cap is actually getting hit pretty hard, going from 70 scaling to 100 down to 65 flat. Our sleep duration is dropping as well, from 2 scaling to 2.5 seconds down to 2 seconds flat at all ranks. Riot overshot just a little bit with the 14.17 Lissandra buffs, so they're not wasting any time in bringing her back down, as her Q-AP ratio is going to be lowered from 85 to 75%. Maokai's E is going to be a bit less effective for next patch, with its cooldown going up by 2 seconds at all ranks, and the brush duration bonus health scaling is dropping from 2.5 to 1.5%. It is a double whammy for Miss Fortune this patch, as she's going to be negatively impacted by the Bloodthirster changes, and then also by the fact that Riot will be lowering her base AD from 55 to 53. To prevent Nasus from showing up as frequently in pro play as a mid laner, his E initial damage is getting nerfed quite hard, while E damage per second is also down. Rel's going to be losing some movement speed on E for this patch, as the initial movement speed and max movement speed are both dropping. Riot nerfed Rumble Q damage a few patches back, and they're going to be nerfing it again in 14.18, with Q base dropping from 80 to 60 at rank 1. Q AP ratio is going down as well from 110 to 100%. Now on top of all of this as well, E base damage is going to be lowered from 60 to 50. Smolder is going to be losing damage on his Q as the base value is dropping by 5 at all ranks. The AP ratio on Q is being completely removed, and the W glob damage is dropping by 5 at all ranks. Riot does not like the way the various changes landed last patch, so they are shaving some strength off a bit for 14.18. QAD ratio is going down by 20% at all ranks, while EAD ratio drops from 110 to 100%. Riot just buffed Vi's Q damage in 14.16, but they are literally taking it all back for 14.18, with Q damage dropping by 5 at all ranks. Zeri is in line for a nerf, as her passive damage is going to be taking a massive hit, with the base value dropping and the max health damage going down too. Some huge nerfs to Ziggs here, as he won't be taking towers as quickly anymore, with his passive structure damage being reduced reduced from 250 to 175%. Passive damage is also going down from 50 scaling to 400 to 35 scaling to 280. Passive AP ratio drops as well from 125 to 87.5%. Okay guys, one last thing. Our rank up guarantee is absolutely insane. It's kind of like signing up for the gym and then just getting a refund if you don't get ripped. That's how confident we are in SkillCapped. We obsess over making the best guides with the top players, the rigorous testing, and top-tier video editing to make your climb as easy as possible. If you're ready to level up, just visit skillcapped.com and literally see the difference. So there you have it, everyone. A complete look at every single change that's going to be headed to live servers when the patch drops on Wednesday, September 11th. Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you back soon.